lot of your children, and it felt exactly like home for me. There was 6 or 7 of them running around, but they're much better behaved than my lot, so
and they're not all mine. We have a babysitting service today, so that's where we thought Emma would be in her comfort zone. So she's been hanging out with the kids. Little Pidgey Paige got her book signed for her 18th, so we're good to go. So I don't normally do the interviews, however I did ring Roz when we were able to secure you as our guest speaker, because to be perfectly honest I have a little girl crush on you, so and I thought the people up on stage are not going to ask and suck you dry like I'm going to be able to work out how you are able to do everything that you do. So Roz kindly gave up her microphone for me so that hopefully we can all feel like we have achieved getting everything out of Emma that is possible. So you went to an event just like this one. You fell in love with the energy, the dynamo women that were in the room, and you thought, what the heck, let's buy this. At the time, did you imagine what it could become?
I think I had a sense of perhaps what it could be, but I'm not someone who looks too far into the future. You know, I'm a very fly by the seat of my pants type of person. And I just had a sense of being in that room that it was like nothing else I'd seen before. You know, back then the women's category was truly uncharted territory. There wasn't many women's networks out there, and I remember I had my startup business very, very early. I had my first company when I was 18 years old, and I thought of myself as a networking wizard. You know, there wasn't a networking event I hadn't been to, and that was really the way that I'd been able to grow my business. So when someone said to me, come along to this Business Chicks event, actually firstly I said, there's no way I'm going to go to anything that calls themselves chicks. I mean,
can I just say I actually said the same thing?
I was like, I am a serious entrepreneur, I'm a serious woman in business, I'm a feminist, I'm not going to anything that even, you know, uses that word chicks. And she said, you need to get over yourself and you need to come along. And I just remember walking into that room, not dissimilar to today, and falling in love, you know, with the vibe. And it wasn't just about the vibe, it was really about the women there. And these people, these women were women's women, and they were hugging each other. And I just got a sense that this is a really, really special place. So at the time I still had my recruitment company, and I ran back to the office and I passed around my credit card to everyone there, and I said, everyone become a member now, let's get some tables at the next event. And it was that event that I learned that it was for sale. And my now CEO in the business was with me in my recruitment company the first time around, and she knew the minute that I heard the words were out of that woman's mouth, it's for sale, she's like, you're gonna buy it, aren't you, Em? And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I am. And so I ran up to the woman at the end, and I said, I want to talk to you. And that's a very short way of telling the story, but it's all in the book. But I mean, I really believe in doing things before you're ready, and I really believe also that there's never ever a perfect time for anything. You know, at the time I had a very successful recruitment company. We were growing every year, we were profitable every year. And a lot of people said to me, why would you even look at taking this on? But I believe in doing the things that make you feel something. And we all have those, right? You know, we get asked to go on trips, or we get asked to start a business with a friend, and we get that, hi Zoe, we get that kind of, that it's the gut thing. We get the butterflies, and we think, I really want to do that. And then we start moving up to here, and we start overthinking it, and we doubt ourselves, and we question it, and we talk to each other, and what do you think I should do, man? And you know, we do all that, and we talk ourselves out of things because it is hard. It's hard to do whatever we're getting up to. Nothing is easy. You know, if we're easy, everyone will be doing it. So I've just always tried to really lead with my intuition, and yeah, I mean, so far it's kind of working.
So I said the same thing. One of my girlfriends said, let's go to this Business Chicks event. And I said, there's no chance I'm going to an event called Business Chicks. And then they said Mark Boris was the guest speaker. I said, I'm there. And I think that was the first one that Deb got me in the car to Brisbane for. So you did just take this massive leap of faith, and while you were out of the room, Roz set everybody off on the challenge to talk about the most courageous thing that they've ever done in business that's led them to where they are today. I mean, that's courageous, but what would you say is the most courageous thing that you've ever done that has gotten you to the Sunshine Coast sitting here in front of us?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that what I did back then was particularly courageous. I think as we get older, we start to experience fear more. And I think back then I also had very precious little to lose. You know, I didn't have a family, and I'm really grateful that I kind of had my career a little bit back to front. So by the time I'd had my first child, I'd had my businesses for, do the math, 11 years or so. So it wasn't this really well thought out, well, I'm going to be brave now, and I'm going to choose to be brave now. But, you know, there's this beautiful saying, and I want to be able to say it like you, Dr. Brené Brown. I think you say it much better. But she says, you know, you can choose courage or you can choose comfort. You know, and I've just tried to really follow that in every area of my life, you know, because it is easier to, you know, minimise yourself and be comfortable and water ourselves down. And I just try and, I don't know, my business coach says, you don't have to suffer so much, Emma. Like, you know, you don't have to take the hard path all the time. But for me, it's not hard. It's just about trying to be brave in every moment and, yeah, I suppose do the thing that scares us.
So is there a little something that you have that reminds you to always take the courageous path?
I think I've gotten good. If I've gotten good at anything over the years, it's about mastering the way I talk to myself. And that's not to say that I have like 17 personalities and they talk to each other, but you know, we've all got that person who's we've all got her, and sometimes she's louder, and it's not any different for these wildly successful people, the DVFs, Ariana Huffingtons, the Richard Bransons. They all have it, you know. Somehow we all put these people on this pedestal and we think they've got it all sorted, they know what they're doing, because they have money they're able to do that, or because they have experience they're able to do this. But this is kind of the whole concept of this book that I've written. You know, no one has it sorted. You know, I've been lucky that I've got to spend meaningful time with these people, and they all have exactly the same fears that we all have. You know, I've spoken with Richard Branson about having imposter syndrome. You know, it's not something that we have, and it's immune to others. You know, it's ubiquitous, it's everywhere. And so what I've really tried to work on over the years is how I talk to myself, and just really trying to master that. And you know, it's a bit of saying, like, what's the worst that can happen? Just give it a try. And so I think that's it. I just give myself a really stern talking to, and then you just do it. Once the moment of decision is made, the path is cleared. The hardest part is saying, I'm going to do this.
That's the sense that I really got from reading the book, was exactly that. Like, you do, like, this room has probably got as many authors as you'll find in a Brisbane, you know, Sydney, Melbourne event. The Sunshine Coast, I've found since moving here, is a mecca for people following their dreams. So it's like people come here and they're like, right, now I'm going to make this life count. But then, you know, you have all this fear and self-doubt, etc. And reading your book, I just got such a sense of, oh wow, she doesn't actually totally have this either. So, you know, if she can do this, then I can do this. So I found it so relatable. And so, yeah, I was hoping that you would share the tangible things that actually get you. It's just as difficult for you as it is for all of us. So before we talk about your new baby, which is sitting here on my knee, I would like to talk about your other 5 that are now on their way to Bali.
Didn't you love the woman who said 5?
I was over that side. There was like this collective gasp. I was one of them.
Sharp intake of breath.
So I think whether you're a mother or not, just hearing international success, global, you know, founder, CEO of a hugely successful business and a mother of 5 is overwhelming. And this was where my crush for you started, because last year I decided it was going to be my biggest year in business ever, and I upscaled everything, and then I found out I was 20 weeks pregnant, which was a little bit of a surprise. And so I went on a search for any evidence that could prove that I didn't have to stop my ambition and my dreams and my goals, and that I could do it all. And I found you. So I had been to Business Chicks events. To be honest, I hadn't taken a lot of notice of your personal story. I love the events, I love the vibes. As an eventer, they're just brilliant. But to hear that you had 5, I listened to your interviews. I read articles. I basically became a stage 1 stalker. So, so I want to thank you for that, because the message that I got out of it, and there is a question coming, but the message
you don't need me, this is awesome.
was that you define your family and your life for yourself and not for society and not what people expect for you, and that's how you make it work. So people ask you all the time, how do you have it all? And I'm going to ask that only because I love your answer to that. So how do you do it all?
I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't. And, you know, we talk about it a lot in the book. And, you know, for me, like, you come to my house and it is absolutely chaos. Like, my friends come over and they're like, there are children everywhere. Like, they just keep on coming out from rooms. And I love that. Like, I'm one of these people that loves living with an intensity, and I love the intensity that comes with parenting 5 children. And for me, it's been really wonderful to be able to go through my parenting journey. My kids are now 9 through to Piper's 11 months. And I've learnt so much from parenting them that I've taken into my business life and vice versa. And really, when you distill it